All right, Mr. Hagedorn here with your weekly update. Before we get into math, real quick, for those of you who've not heard, the last 2 days of the school year are now for retesting of the EOG. So the last day of school will be June 27th. Again, that's June 27th. Monday, June 27th is the last day of school. The 28th and 29th will be students who passed math or ELA but failed the EOG, who were not proficient on the EOG. You will be contacted if your student qualifies for that. So if your student is eligible to retake, you will be contacted and you will get the decision if you want to send them or not for the retake. All right. So again, last day of school is Monday, June 27th. That will be the last official day of school. All right. As far as math next week goes, in math 6, we will be continuing to talk about histograms. We will then move on to talking about mean and median, and making some box plots. All right, we will then start reviewing for our tests the following week. All right, Math 6 Plus, we're going to finish up mean and median real quick and then move on to box plots. We'll then start our study guide and practice problems Thursday and Friday, and students will have their test the following week. All right, have a great weekend. I will see everybody next week.
Hi, all families. It's Mrs. Pedersen with your ELA updates. We are finally starting our literature circle discussions. That will happen on Monday. So please make sure your child comes to school Monday with their literature circle novel. And if they haven't finished their characterization worksheet, they need to have that finished for Monday as well so that they can participate in the group activity for their novel. We are also continuing to finish our reading of Frightful's Mountain. We'll get into the final chapters next week. And we are continuing to analyze the harmful consequences and the benefits of DDT use. And we are starting to learn that it is possible to see more than just a yes/no answer and to develop a claim that is a little more complex in relation to this issue. So we're continuing to work on reading, evaluating, and researching different points of view on the issue of DDT and its harmful consequences and whether or not those actually outweigh the benefits. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Hello, families. Mr. O here. If you did not know, the last day of school is going to be Monday, June 27th, just in case. This week we finished our biome unit. Kids talked about looked into different endangered species, also looked into different invasive species, and talked about how the abiotic and biotic factors cause these two things to happen or affect one another, or also how they're connected, like the Burmese python and the Florida panther. Either way, we are done with biomes as of today. And as you can see on the screen right there, any late work for this unit is due by next Friday. This has been up for about 2 weeks. So the kids know this. Just a reminder to you as well. I will accept late work until next Friday. Then after that, we will only accept the new unit we're starting on Monday, which is space. But our week next week is all about predictable patterns caused by the sun, moon, and earth, which is kind of space, but not what the kids are thinking just yet. But we will get there. We will get to the solar system soon enough. But predictable patterns, sun, moon, and earth, last day of school, June 27th.
All right. Hey, when's the last day of school? It's Monday,
27th.
just so you know. Okay, let's talk social studies for a second. It's obviously Friday the 13th right now, and the way we started today was kind of an interesting connection. So we talked a little bit about that being a superstition, and then we found out that on my calendar today, look, Friday, May 13th, it's Stevie Wonder's birthday. So we were listening to a little superstition, which was kind of fun too. Now, for social studies class, we are now in the Middle Ages. We've been talking about the Middle Ages this whole week. So we've been talking about the early Middle Ages, people like Charlemagne, and how the fall of Rome led to the Middle Ages. And that's what we're going to be continuing to talk about. We're talking about right now Charlemagne, whether or not he's a hero or a villain, and doing some comparisons and contrasts against him as a person. We're going to get into the Vikings a little bit as we get into the early parts of next week. We'll talk about the Crusades a little bit and the Black Black Death as we end our kind of time with the Middle Ages. Then we move kind of chronologically into the Renaissance, and we'll talk about some of the science and innovations of the Renaissance, some of the thinking of the Renaissance, some of the people in the Renaissance, the Ninja Turtles, your Leonardo, your Michelangelo, your Donatellos, those guys. And then we'll end with the Reformation, the Protestant Reformation, and how the Catholic Church kind of was dealing with corruption and some issues that they were having at the Renaissance, and how things split between the Catholic and the Protestant branches of Christianity. So that's how we'll end the year in our time. So pay attention to Power School, see if they're missing anything. Most of our students in social studies are pretty caught up, but if you see a 0, get it turned in and we'll get that updated. And have a great weekend. Might be a rainy one, but have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.